difference between an anarchist and a libertarian. No, this is not the setup to a really bad joke. I'm actually going to attempt to explain it to you right now. First off, let's start with my qualifications. In high school, I was an anarcho-communist. I read a lot of anarchist literature, and I did anarchist organizing and things like Food Not Bombs. When I became an adult, I dropped off the anarcho and went full-blown commie mode. Better red than dead. But while I was in high school, I lived with my mother. My mother was a libertarian. As one might imagine, we do not speak anymore. Now, my mother is many things, but dumb is not one of them. She is way smarter than the libertarians you see prancing around on television screens screaming for nonsensical things to happen. And the way she once explained the difference to me between our political affiliations in high school was, a libertarian is an anarchist with a gold card. And that's honestly a pretty good way to think about it. See, the main differences between anarchists and libertarians are, 1, their worldview, and 2, how they believe a government should function. The thing they have in common is that they both dislike a lot of government intervention, but this manifests in totally different ways for both of them. That all ties back to the first thing I mentioned, which is their worldview. Now, the thing about anarchists is that with the exception of some, like anarcho-capitalists, right, they tend to be extremely anti-capitalist and extremely pro-social. This means that anarchists generally want to take care of everybody in their community. They just don't believe that a state power apparatus is the best way to do it. It's not that they oppose government, it's that they oppose hierarchy. And yeah, non-hierarchical government systems do exist. Many anarchists place a lot of emphasis on things like mutual aid, communities rallying together to take care of each other. They think hierarchical structures of government are authoritarian in nature, and that these authoritarian state powers exist to harm the majority of people and protect capital. That's why they reject all form of hierarchical government power. Libertarians, on the flip side, actually don't reject hierarchy at all. They like a hierarchical state power government structure. They just want it to be as small as humanly possible. Libertarians think the role of the government should be in enforcing things like contracts, protecting people against fraud, and defending the sovereignty of the nation with force. Which means while they might be opposed to inflated military budgets, they actually do still favor that whole state power apparatus, the military, the police, which you can see is actually the opposite of an anarchist view of the state. Additionally, libertarians tend to be, pretty pro-capital and anti-social. They like business, and for the most part, they want the government to be small because it's impeding their ability to do business as they'd like. This is where you hear libertarians talk about things like abolishing a minimum wage, allowing minors to work, having fewer government restrictions over things like workplace safety, and in their personal lives, a lot of times they want the freedom to do anti-social and bizarre things for members of their community too, which is why you see libertarians on stage often talking about things like getting rid of driver's licenses or age of consent laws. Libertarians advocate that the government is there to protect them while they do whatever the fuck they want. And it's not specific people who might oppose them doing whatever the fuck they want. If you were going hungry, for example, an anarchist might find you on the street and go, oh my god, let's rally this community around you and make sure that you are fed. We're gonna help take care of you. A libertarian, though, might wave his gun at you and say you're standing too close to his property line. But say if you're hungry, you lazy piece of shit, he's got a real good job at a coal mine he owns where you can work for just 50 cents an hour. You can buy your own food, you dirty hippie. And if you don't get off their property, they're gonna call the cops. They're anarchists when it's convenient for them, basically. They want the full force of the government to back them up when anybody's getting in their way.